How's it going, guys? Xaikoo here. So finally, after so long, Windows has decided to give us the Microsoft Windows 11. Where is Windows 9, by the way? Now there are already a lot of world-class YouTubers out there who have done videos talking about what Windows 11 will bring for us and what you can expect from it. So I don't want to focus this video on that specifically. You can go watch their videos and know what Windows 11 is all about. I wanted to talk about what exactly the problem is that Windows is facing right now, which it is probably trying to counter with the release of Windows 11. But will it solve the problem that Windows has been facing for a lot of times? So let's break this video into three parts. The first part is the problem that Windows is facing right now, specifically the customers, you and me. Second part would be what the user wants Windows to do. A user wants these problems to be countered and taken back, and what exactly do they expect Microsoft to do. And the third would be obviously what Microsoft is trying to do with the release of Windows 11. See, I have already talked about this before in my earlier videos, that Microsoft's main problem is actually not Microsoft's. When an average user is using a Microsoft product, there is a good chance that they are using it on a machine which is not a Microsoft machine. When you buy an Apple product, you're buying an Apple product, an Apple software, an Apple ecosystem, the hardware, a motherboard, everything. The chip is Apple now as well. So that's the thing. When you're buying a computer which has Microsoft Windows in it, there is a really good chance that the machine has been built by some other company. It has various features in it which has been designed by other companies. It is a combination of various different products by different companies combined into this monstrous of a machine and been put in front of you, which is running Microsoft Windows in it. It is not always the case. Nowadays, you can go and buy yourself a Surface computer. They are mostly done by Microsoft, even though there are still some components in that which are here there, but most of it is Microsoft. But most of the time, and I'm talking about 95% of the market out there, is using a machine which is not necessarily by Microsoft. The software, the Windows, the XP, the Vista, the 7, the 8, the, let's just say 9, I don't know. They are all being designed and being brought in front of you by Microsoft, but not the whole thing. And that is where an issue occurs, which I like to call as the transportation issue. Getting information from a device which was built by, let's just say, Intel to something which is of a Microsoft Windows device, having a memory card of, I don't know, some other X company. The transportation in this is not as smooth as, say, in an Apple machine. When we are talking about an Apple machine, 98% of the product inside that machine is an Apple product, is an Apple developed machine, equipment, hardware, everything. The one thing which Apple always had to deal with some other company in their machine used to be the Intel chips. And they used to promise a lot and never used to give as much as they promised. So Apple decided in the last few years to go with their own chip. And now when you buy a MacBook Pro M1 chip, you're not just getting a laptop which is mostly built by Apple, but also the chip built by Apple. It is at a whole nother level, and we are talking at a whole different scenario here. So that's the thing that Microsoft has to counter. Microsoft, when we talk about Microsoft, we are not just talking about Microsoft. People may not realize it, but their computer could be of a Dell machine, their components could be of an AMD, their chip could be of Intel, and they are running a Windows in it. I understand that Windows provides a lot of freedom in their computer, but it also brings a lot of trouble and issues with it. I mean, you can do way more things in a Windows computer. I'm talking in developer mode, but it also comes with a lot of trouble. Not everyone out there wants to do all those things. Everyone out there, most of the people out there at least, what they want to do is just have a computer in which they can work and don't have to worry about things running out, bugs getting in, I don't know, viruses just threatening their computer and they have to run their antivirus all the time. People want to get away from those things as much as possible. When you open an Apple laptop, you open the Apple laptop, get the work thing done, close the Apple laptop and move on. When you open a Windows machine up, it first 5 minutes takes some time to update. Then after that, they have to run the antivirus. Then after that, you have to check if there is anything wrong in it. Then 5 different softwares will open by themselves, which you can't close for God's sake. And after that, you might get your work done, but your battery will die as soon as it can. And sooner or later, you will get frustrated of it, you will get fed up of it, and you will stop using that machine and be tired of it. There are a lot of things where Windows is way ahead of Apple, but I'm talking about the things which users usually experience while using a Windows computer, which they probably will not when they use an Apple computer. Am I saying Apple is better than Windows? No, hell no. I mean, it's not like Apple is bad than Windows, but they are at the same level. I'm just talking about what Windows needs to do if they want to get back in the game and be ahead of Apple once again and not be on the same page as them. Second portion, what does the user want Windows to do in order to counter those problems? The problem is when I open a Windows computer, I don't want to waste my time for it getting updated while I have to present my presentation in front of everyone. I don't want after that for 5 different windows to pop up with no reason and various viruses being attacked and me trying to run the software update in it every now and then. What a user wants is basically their laptop to be present when they need it, to run it when they need it, and to have a kind of an ecosystem which translates with each other perfectly. There is no trouble in the teleportation. There is no trouble in the transportation. Windows will somehow have to find a way that they can make it easy for their operating system to be able to communicate with other devices well, if they want to keep it the way it is. And I really recommend, if they are by some minute chance listening to this video, I want them to make the device the way they are. Windows' best power is that it is accessible to absolutely everyone. That is what gives Windows the name it is. That is why it's in the good books of most of the people around the world, which Apple is not. But they have to find a way where they can figure out how to reduce these issues of viruses and complications in trying to do things and making it something which absolutely everyone can use. And when they think about Windows, they should think about getting the work done as nicely, as profoundly as it is practically possible. That is what the user wants from Windows. And I really hope that in Windows 11, they do provide some kind of system like that, where transportation and the translation is very fluid and they can get the work things done as quickly as it can, with people having to do as less as they can. Obviously, Windows 11 is a great equipment. It is coming out and I have seen it and I am loving the way it looks, and I'm loving the way Windows is trying to portray something which is different, because there are things in Windows 11 which traditional window things have been just cut off. They are not there anymore. Windows is trying to see a new way to elevate itself, to go different places, to discover new things and let people who use Windows get the new experience while having the same mindset, and they do not have to do a whole lot to understand this new equipment. But this is the front end. The front end Windows is always brilliant. The back end Windows, I have no idea how they are trying to figure it out, and if they are trying to do things in it which they are supposed to do, which the places where they have to counter things which were there and probably shouldn't be, of getting different kind of viruses and everything out there. The back end needs to be solved, and maybe you and me will only get the answer of if that is done or not once it is released out there and with us. And that is probably the best time when we'll be able to talk about the Windows 11 the best way we can. By this time, we can only talk about the front end and the anticipation we have from this software update. That is it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for staying with me and coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys have a safe and a very amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next week. Same place, same time. Stay safe, guys. Bye.